Okay, so I have a few books here that I want to talk to you about today because I have a book haul, but I will try to do thumbnail first because that's how we roll. This is so gonna fall. This is so gonna fall. Maybe not, maybe not, maybe not. On to, well, can I show you all? Can I? This will have to do. I don't want to get them all over the place, but yeah. That's how we roll. Anyways, so now that we have done the important part, I'm just gonna get into these books. I'm not gonna talk too much about them because there's quite a few here, and well, I have read some. Actually, I have read half of these, I think, more or less, and I have wrap-ups for those. So you know, if you are that into them, that interested, go check those out. The first one that I have here is a popular one, and it's The Hating Game by Sally Thorne, which is about two co-workers that don't like each other, or, you know, they do, but they don't, sort of, like. Anyways, they work in a publishing house, the two houses have merged, and now they sort of ended up being co-workers, and they basically do the same job, and now they have an opportunity for advancement, and they basically have to go head-to-head. And there's also some chemistry between them. I liked it, it was fun. I didn't love it quite as much as people did. Why? I didn't like the guy. I think she was whiny. Basically, that's it. I don't know. People like it, so, you know, don't watch some other reviews, because who am I to say, or whatever, but that was my opinion anyways. Then I have one that I really liked, and that was Morgan Matsen's Save the Date, which is about Charlie Grant and her perfect weekend that turns out to be not so perfect. Basically, her sister, her older sister, is getting married, and her whole family is going to be back home in the house that her parents are selling, and she thinks that it's going to be just perfect, they're going to be all together again, and things don't go according to plans at all. There's some love interest as well, and there's not a lot of romance, just, you know, but there's a little bit, and just a lot of funny moments, and a big family that I like, and there's a dog that was uninvited but still ended up there. And then I have one that I just talked about in my last wrap-up, and I'm not sure whether or not the wrap-up is already up or not, but anyways, it's The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid, which is another very popular read. And this is about a Hollywood starlet that, you know, she was very huge in the 50s and 60s, I think, and she had 7 husbands, and now she wants to do a tell-all, and she chose this very unknown writer to do her story, and we also find out why she did that, and it was a lot of fun. Again, not quite as much fun as I hoped it would be, but or, you know, with the hype that's going on, but also still very good, and I would definitely recommend it. The narrator is good if you want to go with an audiobook. I really liked it, and yeah, a lot of fun. Then I have 2 that I loved again, and these are, I'm just going to show them all, although I might have another cover on the way, another book on the way, because I want them to match, and I'm stupid. And I did that, and I'm just going to sell one. But don't judge me too much. And anyways, the first one is Caleb Carr's The Alienist, and also the follow-up, The Angel of Darkness. These are murder mysteries taking place in the late 1800s in New York. We follow this alienist who is basically a psychologist. Anyways, he is studying people with mental illnesses, and back then they were called alienated because they were alienated from their nature, and he would study them. And we also follow a reporter and a bunch of other people that sort of form this group, and they investigate cases. In this one we follow one that's pretty similar to Jack the Ripper. There's a serial killer on the loose, and he's killing boys dressing up as girls. I don't know if that was really the trend. I think it probably was. I've never heard about it before. I read this book, but it was very interesting. And in this one we follow where they're exploring another case, which they're trying to figure out why this woman is murdering kids, which is pretty gruesome, but still, it was an interesting book. I like these, as I said in my wrap-ups, not because they're so inventive, although back when they came out, they might be like you know, the first books that did this, I'm not sure. There's like the beginnings of forensics. I love the atmosphere of New York in that time, just the historical elements that are included, and I just like the characters a lot, and the narrator is again very good. And I would actually maybe recommend these books as audiobooks because they're pretty thick and the language is thick. So I don't know, I think if I was reading them like physically, it would take me a lot longer than just listening to them, but they are great. Also, this will be probably in another cover in some new book haul. Just, I know it's really stupid, but I love these books, so I want them to match. Then I have books that I have not read yet, or actually the first one I actually started and just put it down because I'm not feeling it right now, but hopefully I will because I have the second part as well, and it's a longer series. But yeah, anyways, this is Rivers of London by Ben Aronovich, in which we meet this cop, and that comes to a crime scene, a murder scene, and he starts interviewing a witness, and it turns out that that witness is a ghost, and because of that, because of this ability that he has, he sort of gets pushed into this unit that deals with paranormal stuff, and I'm liking it. I don't like the narrator, which is why I stopped listening to it, and I think I'm just gonna read a physical copy, but again, later on, once BookTubeathon is done. Anyway, not before then. So yeah, it's I think it's gonna be a lot of fun, but I liked it, you know, as far as I got, I liked it. And I also have the sequel, which is Moons Over Soho, which I don't know what it's about, but hopefully I will like this one enough to get to this one. And then there's a whole bunch of them after that. And then I have a book that I really have no reason, I had no reason to buy it, because this is book 2 in the second trilogy, and I have not even read the first one. So yeah, I know I'm gonna like it. I think, I really hope that I'm gonna like the first trilogy. The book that I'm talking about is A Wrath of Vampire, which is book 2 in the Gods of Blood and Powder by Brian McClellan. And the first trilogy is A Promise of Blood. It starts with Promise of Blood, and I did start that one, but again, for time management reasons, I put it down. We basically in this world, well, I'm not sure what this is about, but in book 1 of the first trilogy, there's a coup, and I know there's magic that involves gunpowder, and it sounds like a lot of fun, and I have to get to this. I just couldn't control myself, and I had to buy it. Also, my dog died. Or is that the excuse that I used the last time? Not that it's you know, psychology. Anyways, then I have Sally Green's The Smoke Thieves. I've heard people, I've heard somebody talk, because this is not a book that people really talk about all that much, at least not on the videos that I watch anyways, but I've heard somebody talk about it, and it sounded like a lot of fun, and I've read her, well, book 1 in her previous trilogy, which was Have Bad, and I liked it, but not enough to actually continue on with the series. But this one basically follow 5 characters that are sort of get entangled, of course, to save, I don't know exactly what, but they, let's see, well, yeah, there's, you know, demons and stuff, and I don't know, I just felt like clicking, and I clicked, and I think I'm gonna like it because I did try chapters sort of thing for Biennial Bibliothon, and I liked it, just didn't decide to pick it up at the end, but I think it's gonna be fun. And then I have another book that just came out, or I don't know where it came out, sometime in July, and that is Age of War by Michael J. Sullivan. This is book 3 in the First Empire, the Legends of the First Empire. I have to read book 2 before I get to this one, but these are a lot of fun. These are so much fun, and I'm really looking forward to it. But again, after, sorry, I keep doing that, after the readathons are over. Anyways, in book 1, which is Age of Myth, we meet a bunch of characters in this world that's divided between the Frey, who are Fae, and humans who are called Runes. And Frey are basically sort of seen as gods by the Runes, and the Runes have to follow their dictates. Basically, there's this line that they are not physically allowed to cross, and if they do, it's a whole mess. And that's how the book starts, because what's his name? Wrath and his father cross that line because they want to move there, but one of the Frey comes and sort of dies, which is a huge surprise to Wrath, because he doesn't think that they can die since they're gods and basically immortal, or should be, but apparently not. Yeah, and the story picks up from there, and I really loved the first book. I already reread it in preparation for this book, because I was thinking that the second book is going to be in between. I'm going to read it, and then this one got pushed back, and now here we have it, and I have no excuses. And besides, I mean, look at this cover. It's just so gorgeous. He has the best covers, especially this series. And then I have another book that was not a necessary buy, but it was cheap on Book Depository, so I decided to get it, and that is Cibola Burn by James S. A. Corey, which is book 4 and Expand series. And it's again funny that I have it because I don't have book 3 and I have not listened to it yet, which I will do, but this is the 4th one, so yeah, there's a bit of a gap, but still, anyways, I'm gonna get to it. So actually that was a really quick video, I think, given how many books I have. I hope I wasn't talking too fast. I do talk too fast, but yeah, my battery's gonna die and I had to do this, and I wanted to do this so I can put these books on shelves and just be done with it, because other books are coming, and that's that. So anyways, if you have read any of these books, let me know in the comments if you like them or not, or whether or not you think I will like them, or which books I should pick up first. If you have an opinion, do let me know, and thank you for watching this video, and see you in my next one. Bye!